Did you know that alcohol dependent folk rarely see 60? And if they do, they're very lucky. And a lot of them will have serious illness and comorbidities, all sorts of problems with blood pressure, liver, pancreas, all that sort of thing. But why do we do it? I'll tell you why we do it. Because we're chasing the buzz that we had when we first drank, when we were younger, the feeling of relaxation, social awareness, confidence, all that sort of thing. But the bottom line is, it will catch up with you. And nobody survived to say it hasn't caught up with them if they drink heavily. Because most heavy drinkers will die young. It's as simple as that. You might hear the odd person say, well, my uncle lived till he was 275 and he drank 2 bottles of brandy. That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Your body cannot take a hammering from constant poison every day, which is what alcohol is with ethanol, you see. So, cast your mind back to when you first drank. How did you feel? I felt elated. I was quite shy, overthinker. A lot of us are overthinkers who are alcoholics. And when I took my first drink when I was about 14, I felt, I'm going to say this, it was like a drug being injected into my body. Well, it is a drug, isn't it? Alcohol is a drug. You've got to think about that as well. There's no distinction in my belief of alcohol and drugs. It's just a drug. That's it. So the buzz was amazing. When I was 14, I thought, I'm going to have a bit more of that. So I went through my teenage years, having a few drinks now and again, drank a bit more, and I played in a band. And then I had a bit of a boring job as an engineer, actually. I just hated that. And I joined the police, and I was like, wow, this is really good stuff, this. Big team of people. All seemed like pretty good folk to me. Men and women with a good character. Let's get on with this. And we did the training, and drinking was restricted on the training camps from sort of, I think 10 o'clock was about the latest we could drink till. Most people have 3 or 4 pints. We did it every night. But weekends were crazy when we used to come home and hit the drinkers were, in the services sort of thing. You would all stick together and we're getting on with life, The people left behind in the sticks, as it were, didn't seem to be doing very much. But even very quickly, you develop this air of superiority and confidence. And you hit the boosters, don't you? You got a bit more money than them. Maybe a little bit fitter, because you're training all the time, that sort of thing. I started drinking a bit more. And then eventually went to South London. And on promotion, I went to the West End, where it's Disneyland for drinkers. And I met a lot of people who were a lot older than me. I was quite a young sergeant then. And we used to drink firstly after every shift. Even after night duty, we used to go to the market sometimes. And I used to get a buzz then. And with the lads, with the girls, having a good time. There was all sorts of people in the markets, the market pubs in the morning. There was firemen. But anyway, it was shift workers, really hotel people, air crew, all that sort of thing. What a buzz in the morning. Go and sleep it off and go back on night duty. Even when I'd had a good sleep, I always felt a bit hungover and all that sort of thing. But it was fine when I was younger, because you can cope with it, and you deal with it. And I was still getting a bit of a buzz out of it, because it was part of the social scene. Work hard, play hard. You've heard that before, haven't you? Earning good money. Cost wasn't an issue, didn't have any kids. And then my daughter came along when I was 32. A bit more pressure on the family. Just with time, I didn't have the recovery time I used to get. But I still chased the buzz. I used to think, well, I'll go to the pub, day off, have a few drinks, relax a bit. But the buzz was getting less and less. And this feeling of euphoria was getting less and less. And then I started drinking more and more to try and get this buzz, which was getting less and less, if that makes sense. And then as time went on, I was drinking to survive in a way. And I never got the buzz back. So I came off the drink for a while. Then I thought I could handle it, went back on it again, and I started to get the buzz a little bit, but it was harming my health then. And I started to get anxiety and depression, and I had all these issues associated with drink. But even now, after 5.5 years sober, I think, well, I wonder what it'd be like just to have one where I get the buzz back. And I probably would, for an hour. But that'll be me finished. It might be my last drink. That's why I don't. So we're never going to replace what we had when we used to drink in the early days. The good feeling of being, I'm in the game, I can do this, I can do that. I'm invincible, because you're not invincible anymore when you get older. Your body can't take this constant alcohol feed of poison, which is what it is. That is what it is. Ethanol is poison. And it will take you very early. So when people say, I wonder why we drink, we're harming ourselves and all that, that's why we do it. We want that buzz back. I've just seen not an ex-friend, but somebody I know, he's drinking quite strong beer now. Then he's really off his head. It's only just after 6, isn't it? 6 p.m. UK. And I'm thinking, the guy's 62, he's had pancreatitis, ICU twice, has 17 tablets a day to stay alive. And what's he doing? He's chasing the buzz, isn't he? He wants to feel like he did when he was young. He's not going to get it back. He's just a complete mess now. And another mate was in the hospital, broke his hip after drinking too much, had strokes, same age as me, right mess again. It's going to catch up with you, and you're not going to get the buzz back. As soon as you realise that, the better, really. And it's a new chapter. You've got to program your mind to change your mindset into the alcohol is going to do me no good at all. In fact, it's going to destroy me in the end. And that's what it just about did to me. I'm very lucky to be here. So you're not going to get the buzz back. You might temporarily get a little bit of, wow, that's a nice pint, that. But after that, you drink more and more and more to try and get that, and your tolerance will build up to a point, and then it'll start to dissipate, and then you've got no tolerance, and your liver will just pack up. It's simple as that, which is nearly what happened to me. I was just fortunate, I caught it just in time. Or your heart will pack in. Somebody's going to pack in. You can't keep running an old car at 100 miles an hour. You've got to slow it down, look after it, give it the best fuel. Your body's exactly the same. Unless you realise that, then you're going to come to a sticky end, far too young. And that's a message to you. You're not going to get the buzz back. Forget about it and move on. Keep it moving, as my fiance says. Keep things moving. Because if you try and look back and try and chase the buzz, you're on a loser. And if you're a heavy drinker, there's no chance of you being a social drinker anymore. You've only got the two paths that I mentioned. You drink yourself to death, or you stop drinking and you survive and live a better life. If you need any help, get in touch with me. I've got an ebook out as well. It's only $5.99, the price of a pint. It's worth a look at. It's a handy guide. It's something to refer to as well when you feel like relapsing or you feel like a heavy drink. It'll tell you, what you should do. There's some tips in there to try and stop you drinking too much, or try and stop you picking the first one up anyway. If you benefit from the channel, then just share it as widely as you can. There's a lot of people out there with issues. There's more than I ever thought, alcohol problems. So spread the word. Any topics you want me to cover, then drop me a line. I'll speak soon.